All right, guys, this is it. This is the very first episode of a new series that I want to do on my channel called the $1 Million Portfolio Series, where I will be building a dividend-focused portfolio from scratch, starting with just a couple $100 and building it all the way up to $1 million. No tricks, no fluff, real money, real gains in real time. And I'm going to show you guys everything. I'm going to show you what I'm buying, why I'm buying it, and just the overall total growth of the portfolio over time, right here on this channel. If you ever wanted to see how someone builds long-term wealth through consistent smart investing, especially with dividend-paying stocks and ETFs, then you're in the right place. And today I'm going to show you exactly how I'm going to start this portfolio from ground zero. $0. So before we even start getting into this, let me just tell you guys why I'm doing this. This is not about chasing a number. This is not about some type of flex. This is about showing you guys that the everyday person with a little bit of sacrifice and commitment can do this too. I've talked to way too many people over the years that think that you need a couple $1,000s to start investing. And the reason that they haven't started investing is because they don't have $4 or $5 grand to throw into a portfolio. That's not what you need, guys. You can start with $5. The point is to get started. And for this portfolio that we're building from scratch here today, I chose a specific dividend strategy because I want to have growth plus income in this portfolio. And guys, I want to make this clear. This is not some get rich quick thing. This is a get rich for sure thing over time. We have to let compound interest do all the heavy lifting for us here. By reinvesting our dividends and consistently adding funds to this portfolio on a monthly basis, I truly believe that this portfolio will grow into something that's absolutely massive over the years, and you guys will be able to be here to witness it every step of the way. All right, so before you build a portfolio, you need to pick a broker. The broker that I chose for this portfolio to document every step of the way here with you guys is Fidelity. I love Fidelity because they obviously have zero commission trades. They're a very large broker. They're one of the largest in the United States of America, and they're trusted. They have great customer support. If I ever run into an issue, something shady happens, I can call them and get some help on the phone. So to kick things off, I went with a little bit of a mix of growth and strong dividend ETFs to form a really strong foundation for the portfolio. The three ETFs I started this portfolio off with are SCHD, VOO, and the Triple Q. SCHD, of course, is the dividend machine, one of the most consistent dividend ETFs out there with great exposure to quality companies and a pretty strong yield. So this is going to be one of the core holdings in this portfolio. With VOO, I'm basically going to have the S&P 500 in my pocket. This is going to give me instant exposure to the largest 500 US companies. And it's not focused on dividends too much per se, but it still pays one. And it adds stability and growth potential. And that is something that I really need in this portfolio to grow long term. And the Triple Q is a tech-focused ETF that tracks the NASDAQ 100. And yes, it is a little more aggressive, but I do believe in the long-term growth of these tech companies. Plus, some of them do pay a small dividend. And to add to those three ETFs, I also picked three individual stocks to add a little bit of growth to this portfolio and kind of start my first little core group of 6. I do think it's very important for every portfolio to not just be leaned all in dividends or all in growth. I do like a balance of both. When dividend stocks are doing great, your portfolio gains exposure to that. When growth stocks are booming, you're not just gaining a 3 or 4% dividend yield, you're also growing with the growth stocks. So I bought a couple fractional shares of these companies just to put them on the target list, right? Just to put them on the bullseye. Hey, these are the 3 companies that I got to add to aside from my ETFs. So this was just a start, I guess you can say, to add the companies on a list and say, this is my small little basket that I'm going to start growing right now. I will not be adding any more companies to this portfolio until I grow these positions significantly. I don't think it's a smart idea if you have a portfolio that you're starting off with and you have 15 companies per se, and each company has, $60, $70, $80. I don't think that's a smart idea, guys. You want to focus on a smaller core holding and grow those a little more significantly. So when they do pay you a dividend, that dividend packs a little bit more of a punch and you're able to reinvest that dividend and buy more shares in a little more significant way than just 3 cents. So with that being said, one of the companies I did buy fractional shares of is Meta, aka Facebook. So Meta has transformed from a social media company to a metaverse and AI powerhouse. Let me describe to you guys how I feel about this company for the long term in just 2 words. You ready for it? You ready?
You sure about that?
I am bullish. The company has an amazing balance sheet. It has way more money on hand than it has debt. Usually companies that perform that way do very well. So I could see Facebook being $900 by the time we hit Christmas. So the second individual stock that I purchased in this portfolio is Apple. So Apple does not pay a huge dividend, but they do pay one. And for a tech stock that has such a loyal customer fan base like they do, I'm all in. I could see this company also being around for the next 40, 50 years easily. I buy their products all the time. I buy their headphones. I buy the Apple Watches. I buy, obviously, the computers. I buy the iPhone. Once you start buying these Apple products and you get used to the interface of Apple and you get used to the iPhone with the way the laptops work and, you got your headphones paired up, it makes everything super easy, super convenient. That's why they have such a loyal fan base. You couldn't pay me to switch to a Samsung phone or a Google phone. You couldn't pay me. I don't even want to hear it. Just get that thing out of my face. And now, speaking of Google phones, I know this is a little contradictory, but I like them for many other reasons. I wouldn't buy their phone, but I do like the company. The last company I purchased here is Google. The owners of YouTube, what you're watching right now, YouTube, is owned by Google. So Google, AKA Alphabet, is involved in the AI space, the cloud space. They're the search engine, obviously. They got YouTube. They're basically everywhere. It pays a small dividend, about 0.5%, but their growth potential is too strong to ignore here. So that's one of the reasons why I have them in the portfolio. I want them to give the portfolio a little bit of a lift over the years. So as you can see, guys, you don't need $50,000 to start investing in a dividend portfolio. You just need a couple $100, a couple bucks at that. If you had $10 for each one, hey, put $10 in each one, get your position started, and start focusing on adding money to those positions before you move on to a new position. So I would say, get those positions up to a couple $1,000s each, and then continue to add on if you want from there. So what is the plan moving forward? We're going to cover every move in this portfolio of what I'm buying, why I'm buying it, what I sell. If I do sell anything, I don't plan on selling anything in this portfolio, but in case I do, how much I'm depositing every single month. And of course, we're going to be tracking the growth of the portfolio every single month. And once again, what is the goal of this portfolio? The goal of this portfolio is to show you guys that everyone can start off investing with no matter how much money you have. You can buy fractional shares of these companies and work your way up. And then the end goal is to hit $1 million in this portfolio. And we're not going to grow this portfolio by throwing hundreds of thousands of dollars in there at a time. We're going to do this by consistently contributing to the portfolio, reinvesting all of our dividends, and strategically picking growth stocks that are going to help us get to that level on the growth side of things. And of course, we're also going to do this with time. We have to let the compound interest do the heavy lifting for us here and really get our portfolio going in the right direction. But it does take a little bit of time. Time's going to be on our side. Some months I might only be able to add $400 to $500. Some months I might be able to add $1,000, $1,500, $2,500. But that's the point. This is a real portfolio being built by a regular dude with a regular job, a regular 9-to-5 job, I guess you can say. If you're watching this and you're thinking to yourself, well, $400 to $500 a month is not much. How am I going to build a dividend portfolio by doing that? This is pointless. Think again. Guys, everyone starts off somewhere. The difference between people who build wealth and the people who don't is starting. It's not too late for you. You're not too broke. You don't need to be a stock market genius, an excellent stock picker. You just need to get in the game, period. So what I want out of this little portfolio series, I want this to be kind of like your own little blueprint, an example that you guys can see that you can use to get ideas from. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Send that to the lawyer. We're good. So if you still don't have enough courage to actually get in the game and you're just looking at these videos to kind of like see where you go from here, let me be the lab rat. I will show you within the next couple of months how significant this account grows. So this portfolio series right here will be like a blueprint that you can follow. You can watch what I do. You can ask me questions in the comments of what I'm doing. You can learn from it or just simply follow along and see how compounding works over the years. So if you're excited to see the outcome of this journey, will I go up in flames and burn this portfolio down to smithereens? Smash the like button for this video, subscribe to the channel, come along for the journey, guys. I'm super excited to get this thing going and be fully transparent with you guys about this portfolio. And if you haven't started dividend investing yet and you want to build your dividend portfolio, you can start with anything. Start with $50, $100, start with anything. The point is get started. Start with whatever you've got. You don't got to wait for the perfect time. The perfect time is now. And while you're at it, drop me a comment down below and let me know what you think about these ETFs. I've talked about them in other videos, but to start off a brand new portfolio, let me know what you think about these to start off and the 3 individual stocks that I chose for this one. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, drop them down in the comments below. And I thank you guys for watching. I will catch you on the next one. Peace.